Okay, this is going to be top lane, part 2, mid-game and onwards. So I'm just going to go through the notes right away and list them out on the screen for you to write out. And just like the champ select and early game notes, I really highly recommend that you write these over to your notepad on sticky notes on a secondary screen or on sticky notes and physically put them on your monitor. Okay, first note. Time efficiency. Always try to keep your time efficiency in mind. Don't go to a lane where there's already people farming the lane. Try to always go from base to the lane where you can actually get farm or EXP, unless you're in a part of the game where team fights are likely to happen. Then you should only go to side waves whenever you have teleport up. Secondary, post 20 minutes, I want you to look for home guard teleports from base to get sneaky flanks or engages with the home guards from base. How this works is that after 20 minutes, when you're standing inside of the base, you proc your home guards, right? So when you teleport to ward, for example, behind mid lane here, you're gonna come out of the ward with the home guard teleport buff. So imagine if the enemy team is like sieging mid lane here, your team is defending mid lane, and you can come in with a home guard teleport on this ward. You're gonna come out with the home guard passive on the ward and be able to run really fast and get a really good flank on the enemy team. This is just one example, but it's a super good thing to look for in top lane when you want to force fights. Third, split push and catch side waves whenever you have teleport up. If you don't have teleport up, then you should try to stick with your team because you don't want there to be team fights when you're not able to be there. If you can, try to pressure bot lane, as that creates pressure towards Baron on the enemy team. Because if you're pushing bot lane and split pushing bot lane, then the enemy team should try to play for a Baron unless they can actually contest you on the split push. But you should only ever do this when you have teleport up so that you can teleport to a potential fight that starts. Okay, lastly, identify your job in team fights. Always have a clear mental image of what you're going to do in the team fight when it starts. Who are you going to go for? Who are you going to protect? Who are you going to use your ultimate for? Who are you going to flash for? What is the optimal team fight for you? Where is the optimal team fight for you, right? You want to have it so that when the team fight starts, you already know which target you're going on. You already know how you're going to use your ultimate. You already know how you're going to use your flash. Like, you know if you're going to protect someone and play bodyguard. You know if you're going to play to summon somebody. You always have an extremely clear image in your head of how you're going to play out the team fight. If you have this, then you can always just focus on the execution of the team fight. If your plan fails, then it's either down to you misplaying your plan or maybe you need a new plan. But then you will always learn. Then you can adapt it to the next time. Maybe you failed your execution. Okay, well, I used my ultimate too early, so the next time I need to hold off my ultimate a bit. Or, well, the plan was maybe wrong. Maybe I should try to go on a different target or protect a different target, you know? The way you find this out is you press tab anytime you have free time, look at the enemy team, look at your team, who's strong, who's weak, who's the carries, and think about what gives you the highest chance of winning a team fight. Is it protecting your fed Kog'Maw or going on their fed Ahri? You know, it's just an example. But I always want you to have a very clear team fight plan. I don't care if you're playing Tryndamere and you only want to split push, you should still have a team fight plan, because if you're caught in a team fight and you don't have a team fight plan and you end up just playing it on the go, then it very rarely works out, right? So I put a lot of emphasis on pre-planning and pre-thinking as much as possible. It really makes a huge difference, So always try, whenever you can, pre-plan and pre-think as much as possible. When you're a top laner, if you have a winning split push, try to utilize your split push pressure as much as you can on side waves whenever you have teleport up. If you don't have teleport up, then you should only split push if you can actually get to the target in time. If you know that your team is going to lose the team fight regardless, then it will be better for you to just split push and try to create pressure and try to trade something on the map. If you can get 1 or 2 towers and the enemy team will get Baron, that's fine. If you know for sure 100% that you're going to lose the team fight even if you're there. So try to look at the situation of the game and try to make a game plan for yourself as to how you give yourself the best opportunity of winning the game, and then try to follow that as much as you can. Just like in early game, I still put a lot of pressure on pink wards. If you're split pushing in the bot lane, let's say that you're split pushing on the second tier turret bot lane, then having multiple pink wards can give you a lot of security. You can build security for yourself to split push safely. So for example, like I've drawn up here on the map, this sort of situation with the pink ward on blue buff and a ward in the entrance of their base and a ward in the river lets you see whenever people are engaging on you. And it allows you to split push as much as possible safely. And then if you have teleport up and the enemy team starts a Baron or starts a fight on the Baron area, then you can either choose to teleport in to fight them or continue split pushing. And whenever you see people coming through your vision to come and gank you, you can back out in time. And then maybe you can teleport in for a Baron, right? So you try to still put pressure on your pinks and use your vision logically with the objective that you have in mind. Always try to enable your objective through vision. Play smart with your pressure, pre-plan and pre-think, and things are going to work out. One of the most important things in the game to have a teamfight plan. Even if you're 0-10, as long as you have a very clear teamfight plan, what is the best thing that you can potentially do in a teamfight to make your team win? Then you're giving your team the highest possible chance of winning the game. Write down the notes, put them on your secondary screen, put them around your monitor, in a notebook. Just make sure that you can see the notes when you play. Try to go through them as often as possible, and you're going to see right away that it has a huge impact on your gameplay. Because you help yourself focus on the things that you need to focus on, you help yourself remember what you need to remember, and you can just put more focus on actually playing the map and playing the pressure properly. Okay, that's been Top Lane. Hope you enjoyed.